Hello, thank you so much for having me this afternoon. My name is Ruben. I'm an instructor trainee for Yoga for First Responders. I'm also a volunteer firefighter. Um, just real quick question, what is your interpretation when I say yoga? What comes to mind? What's your interpretation? Yeah, flexibility, relaxation, stretching on the beach, you got it. So these are the pictures you probably often associate with yoga. These very difficult poses, people stretched out on a nice, beautiful sunset. And that's not at all what yoga's intention is. Yoga is really designed to be able to capture the power of the mind, improve our intention, be able to be still with our own selves and just to notice. It's a true practice in mindfulness. So take away all those pictures from your brain, because that is not what yoga for first responders is all about. So relaxation versus regulation. So relaxation is fantastic, right? Calms our nervous system, helps us reduce tension and anxiety, and it's very temporary. It helps us cope with stress in a very temporary way, while helping us regulate our own physiology, helps us process that stress out of our system. It's the neuroplasticity in our brains. It helps with healing. It's, regulates our nervous system. It helps us process that stress over the long term. So all of you in this room are, very acutely aware of the stress that goes into first responder world. The sudden on and off of the tones dropping, the calls, the other people's traumas that you witness. We inhabit that stress in our own body. So helping, our first responders process that stress out of their body. And finding really meaningful ways that they can have a long life in this career, retire safe and happy, go home to their families, healthier and happy, and then come back each day onto shift, as presenting as their best possible self. So yoga, relaxation versus regulation, and yoga for first responders focuses on regulation. So it's the mastery over the mind. It's helping first responders with optimal functioning, which does improve work performance on the fire ground, in the police station, in tactical, creates useful responses for those in the military and police fields. And it's a psychophysiological system that we can help through yoga. Yoga is just the process, the tool we use to help, improve performance for the professionals and the crews that work for you all. So yoga training, while it is, physical in nature, that time spent on the mat also crosses over into how we present ourselves off the mat. So teaching, things like intention, cognitive declarations, or just those anchor phrases of I got this, I can do this, helping first responders, recognize what's going on in their own body using tactical breath work to shift that nervous system response, and really engaging in a full body experience to help them, manage that stress, process it out. So how does this serve you? It helps your crews, your first responders, your dispatchers, your police, be more prepared to come with intention. Everything in the first responder world requires extreme situational awareness. It requires that quick thinking. It requires action. And yoga does as well, helping people shift, whether it's from breath work to different poses, but shift that mindset and be able to stay focused to what's going on around us and what's going on inside us as well. So a couple of specific benefits of yoga training. Our ability to help self-regulate, again, improves situational awareness, enhances our proprioception and fine motor skills. When you think of all the work police and fire need to do in fine motor skills in a stressed state, dispatch as well. Improves better verbal expression, problem solving, increases our physical ability and mobility, helps tune some of those finer muscles that we don't work as often, that support our bigger muscles, that help with injury prevention. I know workman's comp for all of you all is probably a huge expense. So if we can keep people on the service line and out of needing workman's comp by helping them make quick decisions, use their physical ability to their best capacity in all the situations. Helps improve sleep and recovery, perform well under pressure, decreases impulse variability, more accurate gut responses. We're just more in tune with what's going on inside us. And, anybody in the first responder world, when you see something that doesn't feel right, to take action on that. And yoga teaches you that, just that notice, that mindfulness. Less injury, increase emotional adaptability, and especially for firefighters in the room, use oxygen more efficiently and more effectively. So that, the air tank's going to last longer. They can work longer on that one tank of air, so the whole team can complete the job. And access to that flow state, which is really important for us as humans, to access that flow state and just be very present in our body. We have so many distractions in this day and age. So how much of this job is mental, would you all say, in the first responder world? Yeah. Yep, about 90% of it, right? I mean, it's a thinking, we want smart, tactical, and well-equipped first responders all across the field. So thinking about how to regulate that emotion, how to respond, how your brain responds when your body's under a little bit of stress, when your heart rate's up, right? When your blood pressure's up, we still need to have that quick decision making and make good decisions based on the knowledge we're given. So yoga can be one of those missing skill sets, or just this enhancing tactical performance. Being able to process the stress, being able to build resilience for a long, healthy, happy career. We want to keep people in the career field, and we want that retention is very important. And improve performance. And if we can, keep an air tank a little bit longer, if we can make quicker decisions that, save lives for the citizens we serve, those are awesome outcomes. So yoga for first responders is a proactive training tool for mental and physical resilience. Much like the drills you teach them in the different academies and in training, we're working on building that resilience as well, and keeping those skills sharp. So how is yoga for first responders different? This is not a course you're going to see if you go down to the YMCA or the local yoga studio. We're focusing more on things like neurological fitness, that neuro reset. It's culturally informed about what first responders need, about the specific jobs you do, and how yoga can help enhance that physically and mentally. And proactive, teaching these things early in people's career and through the academies can really help that longevity and help people, build a strong career, build that strong foundation of resilience, and specifically the mindset of, working with intention and focus in everything we do. So helping capture, again, that flow state, performing under pressure, and high stress, which is an everyday experience for everyone in this room. So helping work on that, building tactical performance, working on that breath work, working on decision making under stress. So there's some, some of the tactical breath work, which you may have heard of, is the box breathing, which was commonly used by the Navy SEALs. Recovery breath techniques that can help make, the SCBA bottles last a lot longer. And then just helping crews know their limitations, know that they have a tool. I think breath work and tactical breath work is amazingly fascinating, because our breath is something that we always have access to. So whether it's, going into a burning building, helping someone do CPR over the phone as a dispatcher, a disruption, in the jailhouse. Our breath is always accessible to us as a way to help control our nervous system, or, just in a traffic jam, working on the breath work to control our mindset, to control our physiology is so incredibly helpful. So even if you're on the mat and someone's injured and they're doing breath work, they're doing yoga. So what to expect? So students that come to a yoga for first responders class will expect to do some tactical breath work. There will always be, working on recovery breathing. There will always be 3-part breathing, as well as physical drills. And those can be scaled up or scaled down based on people's functioning, based on their injury, or just simply based on how their shift was that day or the night before. Those things can be scaled to help make it accessible to everybody. And then the neurological reset, which is mission critical in this line of work, is helping people just to be able to be present, sit with themselves, practice some breathing, and really reset that physiology so that we're processing that stress out of the body. Stress that's held, in our body and our cells. Science research has said that it increases, inflammation in the body, which makes us at risk for all kinds of things: obesity, heart disease, higher blood pressure, diabetes. So really mitigating some of that through neurological reset is such a gift, truly. So yoga, Zen, and the martial arts may have some mystical connotations, but when you strip away the mysticism, all that is left is a simple process that allows you to gain conscious control over your unconscious nervous system and then put it to work for you. And that quote is by Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman. So working on our nervous system and working on how we process that is really critical in the military, in first responder world, and in helping people just be their best selves. Any questions that I can answer for you? Comments? Just feedback you'd like to have? So in closing, again, just thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the important work you do every day for our community. yogaforfirstresponders.org. I have a QR code up here. You're welcome to scan it. But please, if you have questions, feel free to talk to me. This Yoga for First Responders protocol, is scientifically backed. It's evidence-based, and it really can bring a lot of benefits to your crews, to your personnel, and hopefully keep them happy, healthy, and in the career field performing, at their very best each and every day. So again, thank you so much for your time. I'll be around if you have questions, and feel free to scan the QR code while you're here. Take care.